Hey, Carp Anglers, James Sanders here, and
how you guys doing?
Great, how you guys doing? Welcome to Carp Talk. Nice special guest, Rafal.
From Carp Talk.
All right, dang, got a celebrity on our show this time. Wow.
You forgot you should have hit your applause.
Oh yeah, wait. No, I like that one.
But seriously though, man, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's got, he's running from what it seems like a flawless business.
Yeah, definitely going up.
Helps a lot of people out.
Yeah. So how you guys doing out there? Everything going all right? How was your week?
It's been good so far.
So far,
Working and working.
Yeah. Sorry we're a little late. We're always late. I mean, we shouldn't even apologize because it's just the way it's going to be.
If the computer stayed plugged up and stuff like that the whole time,
I don't know what happened to
James takes it every week. So,
I don't know what happened to the computer, which is the settings wasn't right. So I just like, what in the world?
We had to redo. James has to
readjust this.
He has to go from bottom feeder baits and maintenance. You know what I mean? To a technician.
Yeah. Myself.
Hello?
Raphael! How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Raphael?
Hey guys, how are you?
Great. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you guys?
Great.
Doing great, man. How you doing?
Man, second time being on our show. This is like a great honor to have a celebrity on our show like this.
Hey, I am being honored, guys. You guys have a great show.
Thank you.
Great guests to make the cut. I feel honored.
No, we're honored.
We're definitely honored.
After we found out Raphael's going to be a show, I had a tear coming down my eye. Like, oh my God, the ratings will go up. No, I don't know. You know what? Just messing with you. But wow, Raphael, I said this before, and I'll say it again. You're like a shooting star, brother. I mean, you're flying up there. And,
he's definitely making it happen for the carp community for sure.
And
thank you guys. You're too kind. But I'm just the one person. It's the team that we have, behind me.
Nice.
The support that we have, whether it's you guys or other customers or supporters that we have.
Yeah, great.
I mean, I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really wouldn't happen without them.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's how we feel too, though. Especially because a lot of things, we get a lot of donations, just all around the board.
Yeah.
To make what we do happen.
But man.
Yeah. So you know exactly how it is. I mean, you need people behind you. You need to have some cause, some message behind it. And, people will rally behind you if you do good by them. That's why you guys are succeeding too.
And that's the cool thing about it. And that's why it's all about the carp, helping promoting carp fishing. Here in the United States.
Because one day it's going to be bigger than us.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
It's already on the way.
It's on the way.
I mean, that's how obviously that's how Raphael's seen it too.
Yeah. But
look, I agree. I mean, I had a vision for this from the beginning.
Right.
Not the first rodeo with the business, but you have to have a vision.
Yeah.
And then you have to be able to execute it, somewhat close to what you envision. But yeah, look, it all starts with people that you quote-unquote hire to help you do this, because you have to understand that we're not all the best at everything. And I recognize that too. That's why I hire people that are best and better than me, than I am at a lot of things. And that's what helps us,
Right.
I am good at some things, and then I have stuff that are better at other things. And, together, and then again, with friends like you guys and a lot of other people that we have out there, I mean, seriously, this is going to be exploding for years to come.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going in that direction. It seems like everywhere you go anymore, you're seeing more about carp everywhere.
Yeah.
Seems like.
So last time we talked, you've been about everywhere, man. You've been back overseas. You went to
that convention.
The convention in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK. That video was nice.
Yeah.
Huge place.
That was the Amsterdam. We went there second time recently, because that's an annual thing over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm leaving again on a Friday. There's a big one in UK taking place this weekend.
Oh wow,
So
really?
we're leaving on a Friday.
Really? Dang.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
How much? How long of a trip is that?
The flight, it's a direct flight, so the direct flight is about roughly 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay, that's not.
But
that's
I'm going for 5 days.
Okay, all right. I can go and visit family and all that.
No, just taking the wife because I have no choice.
Yeah, I
Or
understand.
I love spending time with her.
Good.
I've been told that's how I feel.
Well, and there you go.
So yeah, we're going there. We have some business meetings lined up. Obviously, we're going to attend the show, which is Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
It will be fun.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
will be fun. It always is. Amsterdam was absolutely, just like last year, even more so. It was stunning. I mean, the show was great. I mean, you can imagine, guys. It's like a kid in a candy store, and then some.
Do you fish when you go over there?
No, I mean, at this time of the year and with the tight schedule, no. As far as fishing Europe, I have a trip lined up to France in October.
Okay, sweet. France.
So we're gonna go look for those, hippos over there. Let's see what happens.
Man.
They do have some big fish over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do. Is there a certain lake you're going to in France?
So that's the first time I'm going there. I was basically at the show in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So I'm at the show, and I was already thinking aloud to myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to book myself one of those European trips to try it for the first time.
Right.
And I sat down with the guys over there from I think they call the Carp specialist.
Okay.
And they started asking me where I wanted to go, where I wanted to fish for exactly.
Carp.
Yeah, but they have those different venues. If you want carp, maybe in a
really?
smaller size but more pretty, maybe this is the place to go. If you want this type of accommodations, maybe it's this place. So I sat down over there. I asked the man point blank question: Do you fish for carp? Yes, I do. Do you go for any of those trips? Yes, I do. Show me the last trip that you went to. Okay, because I figured if anybody is going to go to one of the best places, it will be those guys that make the booking. So I asked him, he pulled out his phone, he said this one. And he shows me all the pictures from over there, and all the fish, and the sizes. And I said, fine, I guess that's where we're going.
That's where we're going. Sweet.
He must have showed you some nice fish.
So yeah, so it will be a week-long trip in late October.
Right.
I think that will be a good timing over there for them. So, we'll see. You know how it is. Just because you're going to a place that houses big fish doesn't mean you're going to be lucky enough to catch one. But, the possibilities are there.
Is that going to be a 5-day trip on the lake?
I will be there for a whole week.
Okay, a whole week. Gotcha. Okay.
So it'll be 24 hours a day, 7 days.
Nice. I can dig it. Wow. Man, that's whew. Man, so we've seen you was in some pretty good action over there in Austin, Texas.
Oh my God!
I know, brother. I was like, what's the biggest one? What, 63?
I had a 63.5 pound buffalo.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was absolutely mental. And this is your fault, guys.
Sorry.
That trip is your fault, plus Mike Martini, plus Keith from Proline. That's all your fault. I could have been working hard over here. Instead I was like, no, I have the itch. I have to go over there. So let's start with the facts, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Half of the credit goes to Austin Anderson from CarPro Texas Guide Service.
Austin.
Anybody who wants to catch any of those monsters, you guys know he's the man to go.
He is the man.
But yeah, so I started watching Keith from Proline first.
Yeah.
With his hippo over there, 66 pounds. Then I see you guys over there. I see Mike Martini over there. I think Kenny Mack was over there.
Kenny Mack, yeah.
And I'm looking at those fish. I was like, well, this is crazy. I'm like, okay. I reached out to Austin. I booked it in no time, and I had a time of my life.
You came
Not
in
just
right
because
behind
the
us.
fishing
Yeah.
was great, but what Austin does from CarPro Guide Service.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with my wife again because I was told I want to go with her.
No.
So I went there, I looked at her, middle of day one, and I said, you know what? Now I know what it feels like when you go fishing with me, because she likes to go fishing with me.
Oh, okay.
I said, now I know what it feels like. When somebody does everything for you and gives it to you on a platter, I said, now I understand why you like going fishing with me. You know? Austin was to me what I am to my wife when we go fishing.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was mental, but the best part of it was that, it was a great company. Austin is just an amazing guy, really good dude. And then the fishing was epic. I mean, we get there, day number one, the weather sucked. Okay, it was 40 miles an hour winds.
Yeah.
Austin said that he doesn't remember ever seeing winds like that at the location. And fishing starts, and Austin was a little bit skeptical with that weather himself.
Because of the
2
boat.
hours in, 10 o'clock in the morning, we get the first fish, 34 pounds. Okay, so we got the first buff, we broke the ice.
Right.
Another 2 hours pass, and we get a 47-pounder.
Oh, wow.
So that's what we had for the day in such a crappy weather. We couldn't believe we were pulling anything out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make a point how good the guy is. So we are fishing at one spot. We got 3 rods over there. It's just me fishing. Half a mile to the side, there were 15 rods in the water. Other guys were fishing. They blanked the whole day.
Ah.
Second day, when I landed the 66, I'm sorry, the 63 and a half, I had 3 fish, 4 bites. There were 18 rods on the other side, and they all blanked. So now you have to start thinking, okay, is it the bait and is it the guy? And I think it's the combination of both.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, Austin just knows how to find the fish. That's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2, we were using exclusively Proline boilies.
Yeah.
We were using the first fish we caught that was Keith's special. That was the peach one, I believe.
Ah.
Then the second one was strawberry that I brought with me.
Sweet.
And the biggest one, the 63 and a half, we caught it on our new boilie, the dragon fruit and shellfish.
No kidding.
That's the one that Proline does for us exclusively. So that was the one. We actually took a picture of it just so we can have it for the record. It was amazing.
That's awesome, man.
And Austin is amazing. Me coming in, I had just left as you come in behind us a couple of days later. And
yeah, thanks for pre-baiting.
No problem. Hey, we caught fish, so we caught 2 or 3 fish a day. You couldn't ask.
You're welcome.
Me and Kenny Mac couldn't ask for a better fish, or a better trip for sure. But Austin is, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's one of a kind. I'm not really one of a kind, but like when Rafael said something about, he made me feel like I was a president of some carp fishing or.
He made you feel special, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, man. Because he's like, no, he set up everything. He set up the bivvies. He did everything his way, how he wanted to do it, and made you feel like you was on vacation for sure.
Good.
He was, and we were cracking jokes because me and you, we're big dudes, and I'm looking at Austin. Austin probably, I don't know. Austin looks like he weighs 120 pounds wet.
I think so.
He does.
I think so.
And that man was flying with everything.
Yeah, no, he really does,
Okay.
man. He
I
does
mean,
a lot.
I know he got his energy drinks over there, but it takes more than an energy drink to fly like this man was.
Yeah.
No, listen, you're right. I mean, fishing is one thing that I would go back over there for, but the type of service that Austin does,
Yeah.
worth every penny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's second to none. He really,
Right.
he really makes you feel like, like, and he'll tell you is like, and that's what he told us. He said, we was like, man, we're just standing there and he's just doing this and doing that, and I'm like, can we help grab something? He's like, no, he's like, this is what you guys paid for. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. I had to make peace with this at some point because I felt awkward at some point. I was like, I'm used to be doing all of the things that Austin is doing, so finally have it done for you.
Yeah.
It's so nice, and then it's so odd at the same time. But then they took him, and I was like, shit, I could get used to this.
Right.
So
did you like that? Do you like? There's some anglers I know that like to do the stuff themselves. Do you like it? Do it that way, or do you?
No, I mean, look, we all by design do
Right.
it ourselves because that's just how it goes.
That's how we.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we.
That's how we prefer to do it.
But
Yep.
I think everybody once in a while should do a trip like this because
Right.
it's a different animal
It
when
is.
you can go and get basically pampered by
Right.
somebody else, not just anybody, because, I felt comfortable at some point because I saw that Austin knows exactly what he's doing. It's as if I'm going to sit with you guys, and if you're going to tell me that you're going to tie up a rig or something else, I have no qualms about it because we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me the comfort. I sat down there at some point, I was like, you know what? Let the man do what he's doing. He takes great pride in it too. And I'll do my work when we get the bite. Everybody deserves to get pampered like that
Right.
once in a while. And that's
Yeah, most
exactly
definitely.
what that service is.
And and I got a video that's about to drop soon when James gets done with
Yeah.
it. He's
Okay.
putting it all together, and just like people already heard me talk about the scientists and wildlife.
Yeah, they had a
people
scientist that came
out
to
there.
see them. What was the name of them?
Wildlife?
Was it wildlife? Oh, we're breaking out the black book now, aren't we?
No, he gave me his card.
Give his card.
Oh, look at that.
Because I told him I'd like to have him on the show just to talk about because he wants their main focus is to see how old these carp are, and how do they get so big. So how do they get big like that?
Yeah.
Texas.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked
Texas
with
Parks
Austin
and
about
Wildlife.
this. I mean, who
What?
are they?
They are. Let's put my glasses on. Texas Park and Wildlife.
Texas Park. Forget the glasses. Get another beer.
Yeah, no kidding. I guess it was two guys
Yeah, it was two guys, and they
actually
was
talking to them, and
They
then,
want. They're gonna.
and I
do
guess
some
they're
research
going
on
to.
'em.
Yeah, they're actually going to tag these buffs.
And they're gonna give Austin tags
Um,
and everything. That way he can start tagging them when he catches them.
And I think there might
That's
be one.
awesome.
Yeah, I think there might be. They said they might have to do. Maybe.
They will have to. They
They're gonna
do.
kill
They're
one.
they're gonna euthanize a couple of them. They have to really find out how they. Austin.
How old they are.
Austin's really smart.
Yeah.
Like really smart when it comes to this stuff. Because he told me he was like, "There's two ways you can figure out. One is through the scale."
Yeah.
But he said to get a more accurate reading on how the fish is. They got their ear bone.
The ear bone.
Yep. They
crazy.
take out their ear bone.
Yes, I mean, look, the guy is a walking book of knowledge on
Yeah,
those
he
and
is.
many other things. Because
Yes, he is.
when I was talking with Austin, I did not know that initially. He studied that in school.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know
So that's where his knowledge partially is coming from. He's just embedded into this. But yeah, I mean, reading about the buffs that they get this as old as over 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely amazing. Just imagine that you're sometimes catching a fish that is literally older than you.
Yeah.
that. I know, right?
And that's what they want to find out too. And in that video that's about to come out here in a couple of days or whenever James gets it done,
Yeah.
I don't want him to rush it. I want him, I want him to really make it nice, man.
I'm hoping to have it done here maybe in about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
They're speaking
That
a lot
would
of
be
they're
absolutely
speaking
amazing.
a lot of knowledge on where they want to see it go in the future as far as, being able to, they want to be able to
protect it.
Yeah, they want to protect it. So nobody can go bow hunting in there or anything like that.
So.
Yeah, I think it's a shame that that you can lose a fish this old, this big to just bow hunting.
Yeah.
I think that joy can be spread much further with a rod and reel and a catch and release attitude.
Do you get a lot of bow anglers around your area?
You know what? When I go on the Delaware River, I get more of it. Especially when I coop up somewhere on the bank for the overnight session, which I was doing a lot last year.
Right.
Yeah, I'll find them. I'll go to Del Hollow. Yeah, I'll find them buggers over there.
When are you going to Del Hollow?
I went last year, and I'm going this year again.
Yeah,
You're going with Kenny, right?
You going with Kenny?
I'm not going with Kenny. I'm going with Mike. I'm going with Mike Martini.
Mike Martini. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're going together this year.
Yeah, he went down there the first time with one of our teammates, Ricky Massey. He was down there, and they said the first time they got there, it was like a huge windstorm. Ricky said he lost his canopy and everything on the first day.
Yeah, we got basically kicked out last year because we got there. Storm was so bad.
Yeah.
That one guy, instead of a bivvy, had a tent set up.
Wow.
That thing blew up in the air about 20 yards high. The canopy that we had next to our bivvy flew up in the air. I had about 200 pounds of rocks right around the tent, around the pegs, to hold it down, and I was thinking that's going to get lifted. So they told us at some point that it would be probably better if we do a voluntary evacuation from over there before things get really serious. That's how bad it was last year when we were there.
I got a question for you. You might know this answer because I just thought of this question. I know what the difference between a tent and a bivvy, but where does the name bivvy come from?
Right, so obviously the English have re-engineered a tent into a bivvy. A lot of people think, so did I at first, that bivvy was just an English term for a tent.
Okay.
Until I was browsing one of the English groups for carp fishing, and somebody posed a question a couple of years ago asking if whatever swim they would go to, whatever fishery, if a tent would be allowed, and they said no. And then I started researching this a little bit more, and I learned that a bivvy is structurally different from a tent. It's, long story short, it's much stronger and sturdier, and for liability purposes, most of the English paid waters accept a bivvy but will not allow a tent. And to basically get the sense as to why, you can look up a couple of pictures online of, for example, Nash Titan bivvy, I believe, which is quite sturdy when a tree falls on it. Okay. It bends, but it doesn't collapse completely. Okay. And this is why a bivvy is a bivvy and a tent is a tent. If I'm banking somewhere, if I'm fishing somewhere on the bank where I have trees around me, I would be quite uncomfortable in a tent, but I'll feel pretty secure in a good bivvy.
Okay. Because a limb falls down in a tent, it retracts.
Right. Plus, it's just structurally it's very weak by comparison.
Yeah, it is.
See, I figured what I thought it might be is because maybe
the opening,
the flooring, or
Well, I think that's another thing too, is because most of them.
I mean, you can remove the flooring.
Yeah, you can remove the flooring to where it's not.
Yeah, because some places like, hey, no, you're not allowed to have tents here.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's.
So you can basically remove the flooring.
Exactly.
Just based on technicality, you're good to go.
Exactly, and the also, like you said, the shape of it, the roundness, which I thought, my opinion, I thought it was mainly for wind dynamics. I guess.
Wind dynamics.
It probably helps with that too, now that I think about it.
So I don't know. I was just kind of curious, and I figure you probably knew what more than I would. So.
Yeah, but it's mainly it's a structure
thing,
safety thing.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And in the UK case, it's a liability issue
Yeah.
on their pay waters.
Yeah.
That tent is not okay, but a bivvy is because of how sturdy and safe it
Interesting.
is.
Okay, I can dig it. All right, sweet.
So I got a question for you. So do you think that CarpAngler.com took off like kind of how you was expecting it to, or do you think it took off beyond what you was thinking?
Or you think you need to go faster?
Thomas, you want the corporate answer or you want the real answer?
I mean, well, we always want the real answers, you know.
But
Listen, so
But I got the idea.
I'm a pretty optimistic guy, but I deal with data and with numbers a lot. And as optimistic as I was, the last time we spoke about it, this thing blew up to the point that we are having a hard time keeping up.
So you're hiring.
We had our. If we're hiring, yes. We actually had interviews today.
So you guys hear
we
that?
We actually had interviews today. Somebody new is coming for training tomorrow.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're getting a pro staff team together.
Massive success since we spoke last time.
Yeah.
Beyond what we anticipated.
Okay, sweet. So how many people have got working in your store now?
5.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
It's 5. Yeah, I mean, look, it's between we amassed a massive inventory by now.
Okay. So you're
I think we tripled or quadrupled in size in 6-7 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we have containers coming in, we have air shipments coming in. Bait alone is growing like crazy because that's one of those categories that simply is one of the best sellers, so we have to have those.
Yeah.
And we're expanding in that a lot. We're putting, so obviously we're a store, so we have to diversify. So we have Geeky Baits in UK, who we trust.
Nice.
And we make some stuff that is custom to us, and the rest is from their lineup.
Nice.
We have recently gotten a deal with Forgotten Flavors, very fancy company that is actually a good seller. But other than that, most of our eggs are in a ProLine basket. We've been working with ProLine for quite some time now.
Yeah. Which has a very good deal.
The reports that started coming are just unbelievable, and there's much more coming up from ProLine this season and Carp Angler that we haven't revealed yet.
Wow, that's crazy. Anything are you excited about that's coming up here soon?
So the one thing I can share with you is we have solubles coming out.
Really?
Probably within the moment I come back from UK. We're going to be unveiling a lineup of solubles that Keith is doing with us. So those will be exclusive to CarpAngler.com. And we tested those solubles. So there are solubles and there are solubles.
Right.
What I mean by that is we have tried some other ones that some other manufacturers were trying to do, because a soluble is very hard to do. Boiling is much easier, right? Boilie is like making pizza. You can suck at it and you can still make a boilie, and at some point a carp will eat it.
Right.
Maybe it's not going to be as successful and consistent all the time.
Yeah.
But you can do it. Soluble, on the other hand, a lot more science goes into it because you need to make that boilie, soluble as the name suggests itself. But then again, okay, how long do you want it to be soluble? How soft do you want it to get? So the idea was, when we were working on it with Keith from ProLine, that we want to make a soluble that can last longer than for those couple of hours on a hair, and you can fish with it confidently even overnight. So you want those flavors to be released and those attractants for extended period of time, but you want the core of the soluble to remain somewhat hard, because if you're going to have crayfish, if you're going to have other fish nibbling on it, and you just basically don't want it to melt away within 2-3 hours.
Right.
So we've got that done. And I think don't quote me on it just yet, but I believe this will be the only solubles on the market that you will be able to fish with for an extended period of time without nervously checking on it every hour or 2 hours when it's still there and to what degree.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
So yeah, I mean, Keith he's like a mad scientist. I give him the ideas, he just brings them to life, and I mean, the man is a mad scientist. I love him.
That's like that cartoon, Despicable Me. You got that little, you know, he's the...
Well, although I'll tell you, Keith is the one that will make the amazing happen.
Yeah.
But it takes Rhonda to crack a whip to make sure he does it fast enough.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
He does that. He does make some good products.
Yeah, he does.
He does. I mean, they are, you know, Keith and Rhonda, I mean, they work their butts off, but the results are absolutely amazing. I have to give it to them.
Got a question on Facebook right now from RJ Gardner. RJ, real quick. I still owe you a bag of bait, so I haven't forgot about you. So I've just been so far behind. But anyway, RJ says, do you have any tips for a young angler?
For young anglers, steps in terms of starting up, what to do first, second, third?
Yeah.
I would say get a mentor, somebody who knows much more than you do.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I did.
Right.
I mean, I was fishing for years, but when I came stateside, at some point I began my romance with Lee Hearn. So I needed somebody who knows much more than me so I can learn from them. And it was the nitty-gritty, the tactics, the little know-hows, the local knowledge is important. Attach yourself to somebody or a small group of people from which you can, profit by getting that knowledge, whether it's local or overall when it comes to carp fishing and the tactics. That's the best way. Gear-wise, my method is always this. Start very cheap, just to see if you're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Once you decided that, yes, this is the bug that I got bit with and I'm sticking with it, buy good, buy once. Mm-hmm. I know it's easier said than done because I've made that mistake a couple of times. I said, I'm going to buy this mid-tier item over here. And even though I could swing it to get something a little bit more expensive, I said, this will do for now. And you know what happens? Over time, I purchased, let's say, 3-4 different reels and 3-4 different rods, and I ended up donating them to somebody else or selling them. Because again, like the saying goes, buy good, buy once. And if you don't do that, you're gonna spend actually more money in the long term. So
yeah, for sure.
But getting the knowledge from somebody would be number one.
Good call. I like that.
Got another question for you from Mr. Kenny Mack himself.
Who's that?
Kenny Mack.
Who's Kenny?
Oh, that's Mr. They call him Buffy Mack.
The Buffy Mack. Buffy Mack. I like that.
He said, "What is the exit plan? Is there an end goal?"
For the carp angler? No, I have other businesses that I started 15 years ago. There is no end goal to them. I don't believe in starting a business with having an end goal. I believe in having goals, and you have to set goals that are once they are reachable, realistic, and then you have to have short-term and long-term goals. Exit strategy? No, there is no exit strategy. Absolutely not. That would be rather disingenuous to do it under that premise. We are either coming to make a quick buck. For that, there are other businesses where I could have invested the money, or we're doing this because we love doing this. And you guys know, fishing is a lifelong passion.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not something that you can start today and you have an exit strategy for now. With that being said, No, I just don't see it. I mean, I never say never, but realistically speaking, when you start a business that is born out of a hobby, you just don't stop. You maybe one day you pass it on to your kids, to another generation, you know, but that's decades from now.
Yeah.
Other than that, you just keep plowing with it because, well, it is work and it is hard work. At some point, it's a labor of passion.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, we try not to get high on our supply, but we definitely do sometimes.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
And I see how's the bait boats doing? Are they doing pretty well? Because I mean, I'm seeing a lot more people.
Yeah, actually.
Then seeing Austin, do his thing with it too. Like, yeah, man, it's just second to none.
I mean, how's Kim doing? Are you talking to him?
So what we did with Austin is, so right now we are the exclusive seller of Boatman bait boats, right?
Okay.
And then on top of that, we have a couple of other brands, including Carp Angler, which are entry-level GPS and non-GPS bait boats. Now, when we were there with Austin in the 40 miles per hour winds,
Shoot.
we still used that bait boat the first day. I told him, I said, listen, just put the bait boat out there, get that sucker out in those choppy waves like on Hudson River.
Mm-hmm.
If anything happens, that will be the first in-person Make It Right program claim that we're doing. So the waves were so bad, a lot of times we could not see the bait boat.
Yeah.
We just couldn't see it. We still don't know how the bait boat make it back to us, and we used it multiple times that day, but it did.
Yeah.
So that was a good experience to know that if it can take that amount of waves and choppiness, that it can really take a beating. Now, that being said, that's bait boat. Now we have the Carp Angler bait boats that we released, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to bypass basically the carp tax, right? Certain things have carp tax. That's just how it is. It's a supply and demand thing. Yeah. Everybody knows how it works.
Yeah.
And so since we're cutting out the middleman, we figured let's cut out the middleman commission on it. And so, I mean, this has never been, I think, done that we can buy a GPS bait boat. You can buy it for $250.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they got some, they have some out there for $700 and $1,000 and
oh yeah, it's crazy.
More than that, don't they?
No, we do, and we have one for $5,000. We have one for $5,000 as well. But we wanted to basically open up the possibilities to people who do not want to spend that much or cannot spend that much.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I've been listening to enough stories, and I don't want to make it a heartfelt story because it's also business at the end of it, but I've had people that, for example, they have a problem with the arm, with the casting. They have to use the bait boat. They have no other option.
Yeah.
We have people who are in a wheelchair and are still fishing. We even had a Carp of the Month winner that way. So it's not just a business. It's okay if you marry business with what's necessary out there for the community as well. Those things are not necessarily mutually exclusive. You can, one, make a little bit of money and do a lot of good at the same time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be just one or the other. Again, those are not mutually exclusive ideas. And so that's why we decided to bring those bait boats. People still have their preferences, and Boatman is a really good boat for the money, and it's still selling. But so are the cheaper ones right now. So if you can spend $150 and get a bait boat,
right?
I mean, that was unheard of before. So we're just happy to offer another affordable option for people who are really looking for that affordable option.
Nice.
Yeah, that is.
What exactly does a $5,000 bait boat do?
So I'll tell you. So I used it.
Yeah.
We tried it. So first of all, the fish finder on it costs over $2,000.
Yeah.
It's a Toslon TF 750.
Okay.
So that's I think the newest one that they have.
Right.
Number two, it gets attached to the boat that we nicknamed El Chapo.
El Chapo, like that.
Yeah, so we have a video on our YouTube channel.
I'll check that out.
Shows what that crazy thing does. But what does it really do? The reason I would take it to some of the places is because I want to map out a swim. I want to get a 3D map of it. So
Yeah.
I have a memory card attached to it.
Okay.
I'll send out that monster on a river. So that's another thing. White waters, doesn't matter what it is, that thing will go like 40, 50 miles an hour.
No kidding.
And it can map out your entire swim in a matter of minutes. Then you bring it home, you take the memory stick, slap it in your computer. I'm using a software called the Reef Master 2.0.
Yeah.
And I can create a beautiful 3D map with so many details, it's absolutely mental. And then I can save it and I can have it at home. And so, all of that obviously is the reason that you're paying that $5,000 for a bait boat. But have we sold some? Yes, we have. There are people, you know how it is. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby, yeah. Exactly.
There are worse addictions than this.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you have that itch, if somebody has that expendable, income, why not?
Yeah.
Go treat yourself. But do you have to? No, absolutely not. There are cheaper options.
Kenny Mack, I was watching, but
Oh, he's watching. He just
watching.
He just said his boat came yesterday.
Oh, did he? Nice.
Yeah, he
ordered one.
He ordered one when we was down.
I did not know that.
He was sitting there like this.
But it's like that, but and just did it.
Boom.
Okay, good. He was using a drone to drop his bait.
Yeah,
at an accurate spot with a GPS.
Yeah, but now he's about to have. He's
just
dropped
it. And just dropped it.
Yeah, I spoke with Austin when we were there because Austin has one of those cool drones.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And he whipped it out. Yeah, we wanted basically to go and harass Jacob and Jose, local all-stars over there.
Yeah.
While they were fishing, half
Well,
a
you gotta
mile
do
away
that.
from us.
You have to.
So he told me that they sell an attachment for just mere $30 that you can use for the drone to drop your rig or your bait wherever you want. So talking about next level geekiness, but does it work? Yeah, it does. It's just that I'm not sure how it works or if you can use it in a really inclement weather, rain, etc.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that.
Anybody else out there got some questions for Raphael?
Corey Hill, extra black, hands, something in peach, butter. Okay, nut. Okay, he's talking about bait.
Yeah.
Co, what's up, Co? How you doing, brother? You'll never get away from. Okay, the bow anglers, unfortunately. Okay.
Yeah. RJ, or he said he's been a pay laker.
Brandon Kim, love my bait boat, and fired my. Okay, Rod's not my ass.
Well, Brandon is over there. Well, so
Yeah.
couple of words about Brandon.
I've been watching Brandon
So-
doing some work on YouTube.
Yeah.
Brandon is awesome.
I
By the
know.
way, everybody should check out the
I should.
carpcommando.com. That's his shop.
I think I'm gonna have him on the show here
Um,
one of these days too.
Take it from me. I bought a hoodie
Yeah.
at the last World Carp Classic last spring, so it's almost a year ago.
Okay, sweet.
I beat the living crap out of that thing, and that thing looks like new a year later.
Nice.
I love
Okay.
that's him. I
So
love
the guy
hoodies.
has some
Yeah.
quality clothing on his website. Everybody, carpcommando.com.
Check him
And
out.
not only that, the clothing is awesome, but you know what? Buy it for the guy. The guy is
he's
even
he's
better.
a hell of an angler.
And we have
Yeah,
we
he
teamed
was
up
Kenny Mack too,
recently.
not too long ago.
So what we did was Wild Carp Classic, right? So
Right.
I'm gonna be on a team with one of my pro staffers, Brian Santos.
Okay, sweet.
And what's our team name? I think
Yeah,
we
you
are
had
called
a weird.
Carp Angler.
Yeah.
And it's either called All the Gear and No Idea or something similar to that.
I was like,
Oh, no,
it's a very unusual
it's
name.
Carp-
I'm like,
It's Carp Angler, Great Bait, Crappie Anglers.
yes, that's it.
I think that's us, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we came up with an idea because Brandon is an awesome guy,
Yeah.
and he has Fred Powers on his team. Fred Powers
Fred
is
Powers,
the guy. Fred Powers from New England.
Yes, I watched it. Big
I
fan.
always give him a shout out because the guy has the New England Carp Connections business.
Okay.
Uh,
He's a. You got a lot of people after that. Banana, I love the banana flavor.
I told Joe that banana boilie that he had was the best banana boilie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know? So yes, thank you, Joe, for not entering the business in the boilie game.
He was working on some boilers though.
Nah, he does. He has a boiling machine.
Yeah,
He's
the boiler,
got a
I don't
brand
think
new
he-
boiling machine and everything.
But he
Hey,
doesn't.
don't make me drive over there and do a drive-by on it.
He's he does it for his his teams.
Like,
Right. Good.
tournaments.
Keep Joe at bay.
Don't give him ideas. Raphael, what's wrong with you?
Listen. Did I mention boilie sales are awful? They suck. Joe, don't do it.
Don't do it. Stop.
Joe knows all about the boilie campaign.
He's not been to UK. They don't sell nothing in UK like that.
Hey, you know what? You're laughing, but that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's actually a quite different boilie, that we're making over here versus
Yeah,
the
that's
one
what I heard.
in
I
UK.
heard that.
Theirs
is
just different. Some of them better, yeah. Are some of the ones in UK better from the flavors that they do? Yes. It's a funny back and forth game. They both work amazingly well, but how different are they? It's absolutely crazy. Two different products.
You got Lee.
Two different products. But going back to Carpi Commando, so
Right.
he has Fred Powers and we have Todd Grab.
Okay.
Fred Powers and Todd Grab are our pro staffers. What we decided to do is we're fielding half and half team, okay? So we're getting one guy from Carpi Commando, one guy from Carp Angler, and they are going to be a team on Wild Carp Classic.
Sweet. Nice.
So
That's
we funded them half and half. They get half and half. They get to keep all the winnings if they win anything. So they have that much of a reason to compete over there. And then on top of that, in April, we are doing a meetup. So it's going to be Brandon and me on one team, the old timers. And then we're going to have those two buggers, Fred and Todd, on the other side. So yes, we're splitting half and half, the owners versus the pro staffers. And we're going to have a fish off.
Nice.
So we're going to do it in April. It's going to be a lot of, shits and giggles over there. It's going to be fun. I have a feeling that we might lose. But we're preparing excuses already.
Yeah.
So by the time we lose, we're going to have a full statement as to why we lost.
I don't see it. You guys are some good anglers.
Oh, hey, I think the old timers might have a chance.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, listen. They might be better at fishing. Okay, we give them that much sometimes. Okay, but we old timers are smarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wiser.
If maybe some pieces of soap will find their way into their pot bait. Or maybe a bait boat will tangle the lines a couple of times. Don't worry. And whatever it takes, we're going to try to win it.
I always use a knife. I always use a knife. But anyway, oh my gosh.
So, tell me about some of the fish that you've been catching. I know, but before that, was you fishing in Connecticut when you was hitting all them big commons?
It was Connecticut and Delaware River in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, because you was hitting some really, really, really big fish.
Well,
we were close to 40 pounders a couple of times in Connecticut. Some massive 30s, mid 30s and up on Delaware River. Two different ways of fishing. One is a still water, one is a running river with eddies. But yeah, massive fish and beautiful wild fish coming out of there.
Was you fishing in a spot that people normally fish during the Connecticut tournament, or was it like a private or?
You know what? Some of them. Sometimes I want to take my son, or I want to go with friends. We just want to catch some nice fish. Doesn't have to be anything monstrous.
Right.
So we'll go either to Harbor Park in Connecticut or a couple of other places that are, like the worst kept secrets.
Okay.
Everybody who lives there knows about them, yet nobody will share it with anybody.
Yeah.
So we'll go to some of those places, but not too many of them. Connecticut River can be moody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, plus it's tidal.
Yeah, up and
you're
down.
gonna start with a 4-ounce lead. You're gonna end up with an 8-ounce lead.
Yeah, for sure.
So Delaware River is a little bit more tame. It's not tidal, the parts of it where I go, but it's holding some massive fish in there.
Come on, B.
It's just a completely different animal. Less bites typically on Delaware River, but they will be much more meaningful when they bite.
Yeah.
Kenny Mack says he puts the money on Fred Powers, hands down.
Unfortunately, I have to agree. But keep in mind, we are willing to win at all costs. I don't think those youngsters are willing to do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna play dirty. We're gonna somehow try to win it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Don't fall asleep, guys. Don't fall asleep.
So,
Oh my goodness.
They'll be
That is
over
gonna be
super
definitely
gluing your
fun.
line to your reel.
do you have any kind of tradition or anything before you start a tournament, like take a shot or something, like a drink, a toast before a tournament or anything like that?
No, because that would imply that we're not gonna drink throughout.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. what kind of question is that, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, wrong neighborhood. No, what we do is, tournaments. I like to be very organized.
Yes.
I was doing a lot of match fishing back in Europe.
Oh man, that's very
it's
fascinating fishing.
Yes, it's a little bit more put together, I would say.
Yeah, it's
It's
a lot of concentration. I feel like.
But being organized
Yeah.
almost to the OCD levels
Okay.
is what is necessary in order for you to have a good chance. And then it actually has to be hard work. There's an element of having fun, but if you want to be competitive at something, you have to actually put a lot of work into it. I mean, look, it's not much different than when I'm going on multi-day, let's say a long week session somewhere, or if I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Connecticut on the river.
Yeah.
You have to be organized. Otherwise, you're not going to plan right, and the fishing is not going to be, one, not as good, two, not as enjoyable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a method to this madness.
Yeah.
Lee said Raphael has employed me to run through Fred's peg naked.
Oh.
That's right. Like I told you guys, at no cost. Don't underestimate the old timers.
We got a streaker.
I guess at the same time, hey, you probably,
It's not the Super Bowl, guys.
but hey, don't underestimate the youngsters though. Neither though.
Yeah.
You know, they might play a little dirtier. You never know.
I don't know. Listen, we old timers, we learned a trick or two more than them because of our age.
Yeah.
Okay, we
You've
didn't
been around
get
the
where
block
we
more.
are by being naive. So I always say to those youngsters, where you going, I'm already coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're good guys. They are good anglers. Fred is very good. He can catch carp on I always say almost on a used condom, basically. This kid just has something going on that he always catches. Todd, who fishes usually with him, they're very good buddies. He catches beautiful fish as well for us. He does nice footage as well on our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So, part of me wants to make sure that they have everything that they can succeed, especially for the tournament. So if the little fishing is going to help them,
Yeah.
hey, so be it. At the end, they're going to be representing Carpi Commando and Carp Angler
Nice.
at the Wild Carp Classic.
There you go. There you go.
I'm sorry, let me repeat that. At the Carp Angler Wild Carp Classic.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to be fun.
I guess let's go back to Austin, Texas again. So, the big 63-12?
63 and a half, 63 and 8 ounces.
8 ounces, sorry, okay. What was it like to bring that big fish in? I mean, did it take you a long time to bring it in, or from the videos that I was getting from Tommy, They said a lot of these busts, when they were fighting, they felt like it was like a catfish because it was coming.
Well, it's just because they was so far out.
Yeah, and they were coming real fast in, right?
Yeah, when you're in 20s, you know, sometimes he was taking it far out there where you're in 20-something foot of water.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So these fish are coming from the deep. He don't want, you know, Austin's really, really precise. He don't want you to catch all the fish that's coming to, you know, here or there. He wants you to catch that fish that is not even coming where people are mainly fishing at. He wants you to catch that once in a, like the 63 that he called the once in a lifetime fish.
Gotcha.
You know.
So what was it like for you, Rafael?
So this was interesting because I'm going there, and before I got there, I started asking questions. I spoke with Mike Martini, I spoke with a couple of other guys. I think I was texting with Kenny Mock as well. And I'm asking questions of a couple of guys. How is it? Are the bites really catfishy, the indication of the bite? And how is the bite itself? And I'm hearing different stories. You know, some people will tell me that it's very similar to a carp. Others will tell me that it's not. And I couldn't make up my mind, so I said, well, there will be one way to find out. So let me put it this way. On day one, when I put the 47-pounder, we almost lost a rod.
Oh, wow. Really?
That thing took it. I think our clutch was just a touch too tight. Thank God I was standing right next to the rods. I grabbed it as it was sliding into the water. So that was the 47. The fight was intense, but it was rather quick.
Yeah.
Okay, on the 47. Now, let's talk about the 63. So with the 63, the bite was rather carpy. It was a nice boom, 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 and a little bit of a run.
Right.
Pick up the rod, and I think I'm snagged. And I'm saying to myself, like, shit, that's not good. I'm holding the rod, and the snag is moving. So I'm like, okay, so we have something serious on, because now my snag is moving to the left. And so the snag is going to the left, then it kind of stops and parks. So it parks itself, and I'm trying to move it, but you know, at this point, I don't want to pull the hook. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to get too excited.
Right.
So what do? I look at my wife, and I said, "Come, take it."
Really?
She looks at me. Are you serious? I said, "Yes. You came here for fishing. You're gonna fish now." So she takes it, and the fish suddenly, like, it realized that it's hooked, and it starts peeling the line of the reel.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
She at some point wants to give her. I'm like, no. I said, you do it. So she starts reeling it. She starts pumping it. She's bossing it. Okay, she is bossing it, and at that point we have no idea what we have on the other end, other than it's some big fish.
Right.
So I don't know. Time was very abstract at the moment, so maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes passes. And now we're a little bit concerned that the fish is going through the weeds quite a few times. You know, far out, there were still weeds, and you can feel the line getting hung up in the weeds, and eventually the braid cuts through it. And at that point, you're just praying as you're turning the handle a few more times that the fish is still there.
Wow.
So the fish is still there. So at some point, she gets tired, I get the rod, and I'm doing the work. Then I give it back to her again. And I said, nope, if we're gonna lose it, I'm gonna blame it on you, so you take it. So I give her the rod, and she starts bossing it. I have to give it to her. She is no bigger than Austin, and she is bossing that thing. At some point, I had to just get involved because I'm taller, and the fish was getting close to the reeds on the left.
Yeah.
So I needed to now try to turn the fish's head away so it doesn't go through the reeds, because then the braid is going to give through the abrasion. So I'm trying to get the rod tip as low as possible, because if I keep it high and I try to turn the fish around, I'm going to be pulling it more up than I'm pulling it sideways.
There you go.
You know, so I'm putting rod tip as much as I get down and trying to turn the fish around, and finally I turn it around. You know, I give it back to her, she basically gets into that narrow entryway that we have at our swim, and at that point I take it from her so we can actually land it.
Wow.
So,
It's a team
to
thing.
be honest, the old lady didn't have the work. The old lady didn't have the work, but she was absolutely bossing it. I have to give it to her. I said, well, the way you did it over there, I can take you to France, and you can catch your first big one. Because right now her PB is at 30 pounds.
Okay, nice.
Okay, if she wants to cross that with this one fish, thanks to Austin, she is ready. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, you
So
definitely
no,
gave
it
her
was
the
it
rest.
was epic.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. That's great.
It was absolutely epic.
You know, that's the other coolest thing about it. You actually see your loved one got the exact same excitement that you get. You know what I mean? And that's you just build a great memory with each other. So I really admire that, especially when you got a loved one that's into fishing too, like that. But it's like, I feel like that's like my wife Tia. She gets into. She's a little smaller woman and all that stuff, and there's she'll hang in on there a bunch of times, and her arms get all tired, and she almost feel like she's ready to give up, but she doesn't. She just keeps on going. So
That's right. But you know what the best part is, James?
yeah.
You get to buy new gear, and you get to say that it's for her.
Yes. Man, that's why he's the owner of the carp store.
While we're on the subject of women and carp anglers, to my understanding, you have a new pro staffer for carpangler.com.
Oh yes, the good news traveled very fast today. It broke like a wildfire today. So yes, Jamie from Oklahoma, and she's a badass angler.
We've had her
She's
on.
a
I want to
badass
say,
angler.
we haven't had her on our show? No?
Well, you had
You have to have Jamie.
We had, Amy's been on our show. Amy
Yeah.
I'm not going to disrespect her last name.
She's
but Demorowski or something like that.
Amy Demorowski. She's the. I like to say some kind of chairman, or she runs.
She's with COG, yes.
Yeah.
She's with COG.
Yeah, she was on our show too.
Amy's awesome as well.
Yeah.
She works with COG. She does a lot of good work for them.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Jamie.
Jamie, she's a badass woman. Okay, I'll tell you that. We had a lot of people who wanted to join the pro stuff because not just the store is great, the cause is great. We're doing great things. We're growing like crazy. But it's the atmosphere that we have.
Yeah.
We're creating something that we're hoping that is going to be way bigger than us as a store. And a couple of times we were debating another pro stuff, and I only said I want only one more. I said that months ago when me and the guys were talking about this. And I turned down a couple of big names I turned down.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, Johnny came up in a conversation. And I reached out to her recently to have a couple of conversations about this. And yeah, it was like a marriage made in heaven. It's extremely hard to find female carp anglers.
Right.
On top of that, to find one who's going to be bossing it at the bank, tying up her rigs, catching big ones, that's now we're talking about the cream of the crop between guys and girls combined.
Yeah.
This woman, her PB buff is 56 pounds.
Well, that's a big one.
Okay.
That's huge.
Most of us never catch that.
No, I was blessed to
Okay.
be 46.
And she is, I'm seeing her catches all the time. I'm seeing what she does out there in the community. And I was like, you know what? This is it. We're not only going to have a great pro staffer that we're going to add to our lineup.
Right.
We're going to have what I believe, like on a serious note, the first ever female pro staffer in U.S. I'm not saying there weren't other women before her
Right.
that were serious carp anglers,
Yeah.
but to do it where you actually get compensated for it,
Yeah.
okay? Because being a part of the team is not exactly what being the same synonymous with being a pro staffer. We're talking about being sponsored by an actual business and actually getting compensated for it. That's what we're doing. To my understanding, she's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That she's the first one. And, she thinks she's honored to be on the pro staff. And I said, no, Jamie. We are honored to have you.
Yeah.
I
Especially
said,
for her being a woman and a woman, and like you said, the fish that she's producing and doing
Right.
everything herself, tying her own rigs and everything.
well, because I explained it to her and to the guys and they were super excited about it, by the way. I said, she actually got hired on merit alone.
Huh.
Okay? The fact that she's a woman is a bonus, but she was hired on merit alone and nothing else. I absolutely love the girl. I think she's going to be a fantastic fit. I'm going through Facebook today. The girl broke the internet today. Jamie broke the internet today.
Nice.
With the fact that she's joining us. And yeah, look, we're definitely going to put some focus on trying to bring women a little bit more frequently into carp angling scene.
Okay.
And absolutely, we're going to play that card with Jamie as much as we can because it matters to her. And I think, to be honest, it should matter to everybody else who fishes. Whether you have a business or not, the more people you can get in, the better it's going to be. Businesses are going to grow, competition is going to increase, and guess what? You, as the angler, at the end are going to benefit from it.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, maybe that much easier one day in the future to have my daughter take with me fishing.
Oh, there you go.
If she's going to see pictures, let's say, maybe of Jamie or Amy or somebody else fishing and catching. So it's not just, old boys club.
Yeah.
But we can have somebody actually better looking out there.
Yeah.
So, how many pro staffers do you have now?
We have 4.
Okay, 4. And how many are you looking for?
That's it.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
we are at what we want it to be.
What exactly does pro staffers do for carp angler?
Well, so not everybody has the same role, right? Todd Grubb, excellent guy. He does most of our video content.
Okay.
He has the GoPro, he has the professional mics, he goes fishing a lot, and he records it. He creates content for us, right?
Okay.
So aside from the general things like promoting the shop and the sport, that's his kind of specialty, right?
Okay, sweet.
And he's really, really good at it. Lee is the know-it-all guy. I mean, first of all, he's British, right?
Wow.
So I like it. I'm always laughing that he's already coming with extra credibility.
Yeah, matter of fact, we friend requested it today. Lee.
Right. He told me. Right.
Yeah.
So he is the know-it-all guy. Okay. He knows everything and everyone related to carp fishing, and the guy knows just about every single rig for carp fishing out there.
He ties rigs.
So
he posts rigs almost every day.
He is the rig man. So whatever technical questions you have, the man was giving me a clinic years ago on casting and some other things.
Right.
I have no shame in admitting this. Look, I've been fishing for decades.
Okay.
And I saw him. He was willing to give the information. I'm like, man, bring it in. Bring it in. And I still go to him for advice.
Okay.
I still go to him for advice. So that's what he does. Then we have Brian Santos.
Yeah.
Brian fishes with me a bit, especially last year. He does a little bit of everything. He got some beautiful catches on his New York reservoirs, social media, content. Then we also have Jamie right now. Mm-hmm. Jamie, we're going to work exactly on the scope of what we want her to do. But it's important to mention this, that everybody who comes on board, I always tell them the same thing. Look, there will not be specific deadlines. There will not be specific tasks. Because the moment this is going to start feel like a job, you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, this has to be fun. We have to look at it as a long term. Okay, this is not a job. This has some serious perks to it, and it has compensation to it, but this has to be enjoyable. Okay, I want them to know that, and I've lived up to this truly. Look, it's okay. Okay, you don't want to go fishing for the next 2-3 weeks because you've had it up to here. Don't. Next time you go, sure, go record something, throw a link. Whenever you're going to have some activity, basically, factor us into it. Not every single time necessarily. We don't want it to come across spammy either.
Yeah.
Right? This has to be organic. This has to be relatable. And so basically that's what they do. They have a lot of free reign, basically, as to how they want to proceed with contributing to being a pro staffer. But that being said, they all work very hard. They get serious perks, don't get me wrong. Being a pro staffer with Carp Angler comes with some very serious benefits. Okay?
Yeah. Nice. Glad to hear that.
The advantages, financially that they get are there. The gear is there as well. I think, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I always tell my guys, it's not that we are super generous, I think. I think that a lot of other businesses are a little bit too skimpy by comparison. I just believe in rewarding people for what they do.
Yeah.
And I tell them straight. I'm like, when they thanking me, I'm like, no, guys. I said, you. At the end of the day, I believe you're doing much more for me than I'm doing for you.
Yeah. I like
Okay. But it's a two-way street. It's a good relationship that we have going on.
It's hard to find a good sponsor like that, though, or just
Um,
somebody in general to stand behind you like that, though.
Yeah. Now, does all the pro staffers live in the same state you do?
No, so we have leagues in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Todd is in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Brian is in New York, and Jamie is Oklahoma. So we are super, super stoked to have somebody going more west.
So do you guys the pro staffers do a video shoot together, or they just do their own individual video shoots?
Both. So we obviously do our individual ones because we're not always together, but a couple of months ago, December actually, we met up all in Connecticut, and we did a little mini casting competition.
Right.
So we took the rods that Sammy, the guy that I believe that's his world record, in a cast for 297 yards.
Nice.
So what we did is, just so we can make fun of ourselves, I requested from Harrison from England to make me the exact same 3 special specs rods that Sammy was using to get that record 297 yards, right?
Okay.
So it takes a few weeks. Harrison makes those rods for me on a special order. I ship just those 3 rods from the UK to over here. Then I reach out to Sammy, who got the record himself.
Nice.
He tells me what line he was using, what leader he was using, what sinker he had at the end. And I'm like, cool. We replicate all of that pretty well.
Right.
We go to Connecticut, and I said, well, let's see. Is it the man? Is it the equipment?
Right.
Right? And we having our competition for the whole day, basically. And we invited a few other people, just local anglers, to come and try their luck as well.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you, I'll start with this. Whenever in the past I would tell somebody that I'm fishing 100 yards out, it was not 100 yards out. This shit puts it in perspective like nothing else. So when we were casting 100 yards over here, we measured it actually, right? We had flags every 10 yards, going all the way to 200. The longest cast for the day, I had it at 164 yards.
Dang.
Okay, and that was with that special rod, 13-footer, and it was with a 4-ounce long-distance lead from Carpenter.
Okay.
We had a couple of guys that came into 150s, but let me tell you this. Casting up to, not just me personally, but I'll speak for others because we were all watching each other.
Yeah.
Casting up to that 100, 120 yards accurately is okay.
Yeah.
Is okay.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. When I was casting that 164, that cast turned out to be perfectly straight, and I got it.
Really?
But 9 out of 10 other casts that I was trying to hit that 160,
Yeah.
hide your mama and your dogs.
It went everywhere.
Brother, and I am telling you, okay, we had to wait for people to actually clear the area because you never knew where that's going to go. I mean it.
Rafael swinging again.
There's a different technique that goes into it when you're going to really put 110% into it.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, it definitely put distance into perspective as well as accuracy. So it takes a lot of work to be accurate at those distances.
Yeah, it does, because I've been in a couple of them tournaments, and they're not.
And then we're
they're
thinking
not
about
easy.
it. Then we went live stream at that moment, and I got the man himself, Sammy, who did the world record 297 yards.
Nice.
So just think about it. That's 3 football fields, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, how the hell does he do it? 297, and all I can do is 164. But then I look at Sammy online when he's casting. The freaking guy's bicep is like my chest.
Oh.
You know,
Well,
his
been working out.
legs are like twice the size of mine and yours.
I'm talking about horse calves.
You know, he is. And trust me, I have big legs and stuff like that. But this man, you know, he's built like a horse.
Power. Jeez, Lord.
Yeah. So I remember being on the live stream, like, so Sammy, if you were be casting here, what the hell? And he's like, oh yeah, I will go over those trees over there. You know, it's crazy. We're gonna try to do, if we get the correct permits.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do a casting competition in Connecticut this year. We're gonna do some fun games while we at it to make it like a day-long event with some fun prizes, etc.
Nice.
Because I think it would be a nice way to bring local and semi-local guys together, enjoy it a little bit more, and just learn a little bit more about casting accuracy. We can do a clinic on casting because it's really not as straightforward as some people think, including me back in the day.
Derek Williams is kind of doing something like that. Casting.
That's awesome.
Casting tournament or something like that.
It's coming up. It's in March.
Yeah, it's in March. So where it's at again?
Summersville,
West Virginia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so maybe
put your money where your mouth is. Carp fishing gear, distance tournament, accuracy tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you can tell them I got the distance, not so much the accuracy.
So yeah, get your team together, or your
I think it's already. I mean,
pro staffs, whatever.
I would know. Let's say I think this tournament, so you can't even get it at his tournament now. I think it's sold out.
Oh, it's out, even the casting thing?
Oh no, I'm sure the casting thing
yeah.
you can come and compete in that.
Yeah, okay.
But it's probably when they
I was always fascinated with the whole casting thing. That's one time I wanted to do something like that. You know, do a little tournament. But
listen, we're gonna have some stupid games with it. We already thought about it. Okay, regular casting.
I can imagine.
Sure, we're gonna have accuracy games. We're going to have distance casting, right? Different classes, whether it's a 2-ounce, 4-ounce. Maybe we're gonna have an open competition. You can bring your own equipment and let's see who does how well. But then we're gonna have some fun games. Imagine Lee, okay, dressed with a helmet on and some, protective clothing, okay?
What,
you give him a handicap of about 5 seconds. He has to run out, and he has a special way to run, a zigzag over there that we're going to mark. And then your job is to load up your throwing stick with the boilies and hit him. You
So-
know? And
Hey,
hit
he'll
him.
do it though. He'll do it.
So you just started a whole new show called Jackasses Carp Anglers, right?
Oh my God! You know we're the right people for that.
Yeah, he's gonna be our #1 carp angler celebrity.
My God! And then we'll do it sober. Imagine what we're gonna do after a couple of years when we warm up.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
Look, there he is. Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll have his helmet on and a pink thong, and then Jimmy Sneed will be right behind him with his unicorn blanket.
That's right. Well, listen. During the casting competition that we did, Lee is a little bit taller than a tree stump, right?
Uh-huh.
So probably about 5'2" with his wife's heels on. So to make things even, since it's a casting competition, and the taller you are, the easier it is to cast farther. So to even things out, we bought Lee platform boots, okay, like the Saturday Night Fever style, and we bought him a big afro to make him a little bit taller. You can see it's still, the video is still on our website. I mean, I'm sorry, on our Facebook group. He was casting like that with the platform boots and an afro on to make him a little bit taller.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't take ourselves too seriously.
No. Sounds like just a bunch of fun. That's what fishing's all about. A lot of times, you want to make it fun and exciting and do different and just
You always have fun when you're waiting.
make
on the
history,
ropes.
dude. Make history.
No, James, brother, the train is rolling.
Yeah, I can see it.
The train is rolling, but we definitely know how to have fun while it's rolling.
That's the way it should be. So,
A lot of good new things are coming up. By the way, obviously we're expanding like
now,
crazy.
does your pro staff, when you guys do the video shoots, individual or all together, do you do it like once a month? Because us on our team Fish Fires, we try to do a video shoot like once a month. We'll pick a certain lake somewhere, we'll all get together, and then we try to make a nice little video out there.
So we don't get as lucky to be this often all together collectively at once.
Right.
But what we do is, I'll go have a couple of nights fishing with Brian. I'll go visit Lee in Connecticut. We're gonna fish for a day.
Okay.
I'll meet up with Todd. We're gonna go maybe by Seneca River for a couple of nights.
Okay.
So this is more what we're doing, just because we're a little bit spread out.
I like that.
But it would be definitely a nice idea to be able to do that more often.
Is that going on there? Yeah. Good. Florida. So anybody out there got any questions for Raphael? We're talking to a celebrity right now from
Oh, stop
carpanglers.com.
it, guys.
You like that, don't you? You like how it boosts you up.
We should boost him up, man.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. I love how
you're bringing such a good product,
Yeah.
to
You're making history,
people,
brother.
and
Proud of you. So definitely keep up the good work.
he's doing.
Well, no, it's
Don't let that fire die.
definitely-
Yeah, don't let that fire die. Don't let it get lukewarm. Be hot.
He's on it, man. He ain't going nowhere.
No.
Like I said, he's here. He's making
Yeah.
he's making a stamp in the game, and
There
he's
you go.
putting his stamp on it, and he's staying with it.
You're doing good. And then
I mean, look, granted,
thank you.
I'll be the first one to admit we have some unconventional methods sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'll put it this way, very little happens by an accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever you're going to see out there, it most likely has been thought out, planned out, and then we release the beast.
You
We like what we are? Carp anglers like the drunken uncle.
I had one of those.
Sometimes can be a little bit embarrassing, but everybody loves it.
Yeah.
I had a cousin that way.
Yeah.
When he got drunk, he thought he was a Cajun. Somehow he became like a redneck Cajun. I don't
That's
know.
right.
It was really,
That's carp angler. I mean, look, at heart, We are really good guys.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that we really, really are. We really do care about the community.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We are still for profit, okay? We still have mouths to feed at home.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we really do care. I mean, we are last year and already this year, we're sponsoring so many tournaments, so many fishings. It's absolutely mental. So we're definitely giving back as much as we can, or sometimes, as my accountant says, stupidly. So we're trying to make a stand that way. But then, of course, look, we're one of the companies. There are quite a few companies out there. We're not exactly. We're not stupid. We know that competition is out there.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, of course, we have to get to work. Everybody tries to outdo everybody, and that's what healthy competition is, guys.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, without that, you know how it is when you're gonna have no competition, everything's gonna be stagnant. There'll be very little progress.
Yeah.
Well, so here we are, right? I'm not surprised that some companies or people associated with companies would have aversion to us. Well, because think about it.
Yeah.
We're coming in out of nowhere over a year ago. Some Yahoo is coming up, puts a team together, puts a company together overnight, busts through the door, proverbial balls out, and here we are with a boss now.
Yeah.
You're going to rub a few people the wrong way. You're going to ruffle a few feathers.
Yeah, you are.
But I always said, and I always have that saying: you pray for the rain. You got to deal with the mud too. We are willing to take this on for the greater good. At the end of the day, we want to make sure we create more competition. The products will get better. I mean, aren't you tired that you have to always be either sacrificing where you're buying it from, or a lot of people are actually ordering from UK.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to stop. That has to stop.
Right.
And look, we have a $5 shipping, right? For $5, nothing ships for $5 nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets heavily subsidized. That's part of us giving back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's great.
You can probably get lucky and find maybe a product or two that maybe we're not the cheapest on, but it will be a rarity. Our goal is to just make money off the volume of orders rather than rip off a few unlucky customers that have to order from us. So, no, look, the train is going to keep rolling, guys.
It is.
I have to thank you guys for all the support as well.
Well, we do it because we like what you do.
Definitely.
And, things you make available for carp anglers, here in the U.S. now makes it so much more easier.
It does, yeah.
And we just love to talk about carp fishing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got another question. What do you think, mainly all the big promoters and all that stuff, like you said, is at the UK, what do you ever think it'd be like, we'll ever get like that kind of stuff here in the United States, where people, I know you got some little, like beginners, people with the flavoring business, and of course, pro lines with boilies getting, is going pretty strong. But I'm talking about like the equipment here in the United States, like the European pods or rods and the bivvies and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that'll ever happen here in the United States?
Like manufacturing of it, made in U.S.?
Yeah.
It's possible, but remember,
You think?
I had a conversation posed to me recently, and I'll put it this way. Me, myself, we have the capability to do that.
Right.
Okay? One of my businesses is in textiles and clothing manufacturing, so whether it's a bivvy, tent, any clothing, any backpacks, luggage. I already do it for my other business.
Right.
So nothing stops me technically from whipping out the best backpack or the bag for fishing, etc. Right? We can do this, but I'm not doing it at this point for the same reason why nobody else is doing it yet. The market is of a certain size. An English company can make it whether it's in UK or in China, and they will always empty their inventory because it's easy, because that's the most popular pastime in UK and in most of the Europe.
Right.
In US, it's such a small subset that a lot of UK companies don't take the US market seriously at this point.
Okay. Carp angling. Gotcha.
So
I kind of agree with
that's
you a
the
little bit
biggest
on that.
obstacle.
Yeah.
They don't believe that there is enough money to be made. Now, it's changing, don't get me wrong. The wind of
Yes.
change is blowing strong enough
Yes.
that we slowly have companies through us wanting to be the first and seconds to the market over here to establish themselves. You know, so we have some interesting meetings. I cannot share the details yet, but we have some very interesting meetings lined up for this trip in UK.
Yeah.
Where we're going to try to solidify things a little bit more with some UK brands for the American market. But when the time comes, we also have the capability to do that. It's just that, money is not infinite.
Right.
We have a large company behind us that I own that we can basically, afford everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
But that being said, at some point it has to make sense. So when we get to a certain size, if it makes sense, we'll do it. But the market has to lead us there and dictate those changes.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever thought about starting your own product line? Maybe?
Yeah, it's very easy for us.
Yeah, I can
just
imagine.
because we're already doing this.
Yeah.
So we could. The only thing is that, look, to create a range of luggage, for example,
Yeah.
we can do it. We've done it before. We already do duffel bags. We already do backpacks. We do clothing already.
Right.
For our other business and for the past 15 years. So we have it down to the science.
Yeah, so you guys can make a Carp clothing line.
Yeah. Or even.
Everything that we create, we have to do it in volume.
Yeah.
In order to bring the cost down. So if I'm going to have to do, for example, 300 backpacks, it's easy to do one SKU. But if I want to do the whole line of luggage,
Yeah.
okay, I have to have 300, for example, of each. It's an arbitrary number I'm just throwing out there, but you get the idea. It has to be done on a larger scale.
Absolutely.
To bring the
And
cost
I
down, like
think
you
if you ask me, the time will come where we will do that. It's just that if we're going to spend, let's say, the next $400,000 somewhere,
Right.
I think that money can be at the moment more better spent elsewhere.
Gotcha.
I think
It's just a matter of priorities.
I think we need a carp angler banner right there.
Where?
Right there.
Who's Carp Angler?
Huh?
Who's Carp Angler?
Oh man, it's a real good guy. You know what I mean?
Really?
That's right.
Never know what might happen in the future.
You might get one in the mail. You never know.
Never know. Well, I'll take a banner.
That's right.
I'll take a banner.
Nah, I think it'll look cool up
Yeah,
there. I
cool
mean,
banner.
he's doing a lot for everybody.
He is.
So,
He too.
you
We'll
know.
take.
We're
Yeah.
all about we're
all about supporting.
neutral.
Yeah.
We care about everybody because eventually.
We have to talk about it. That's right. You have a hell lot of empty space over there.
I do.
Okay,
It's like,
right next to James.
Yep.
yeah.
When this show wraps up, there's gonna
Matter
be
of
some
fact,
text
you know what
messages exchanged over there because I don't like that empty space over there.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want a cutout board of you, maybe in a G-string, right here or something.
You've been hanging out with Lee, and you and Lee just became friends
He
today.
must have been hanging out with Lee before.
You know. Nah. But yeah, do an old cutout and it's like, or, flipping us off or something like that or what? I don't know. But
Absolutely.
yeah, sure you could. I'll take it.
Amen.
But well, man, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
A
coming to
couple
the end.
hours goes by fast.
Man,
especially when
it
you
did.
talk
I didn't think it was that. I thought it was like maybe like an hour or something. But Man, Raphael, it's always great to talk to you, bro. Got to do it again if you don't mind, you know. And,
absolutely, absolutely. We do have to do this again.
Yeah.
Well, so when's your next trip, you said?
So this Friday, I'm leaving for UK, and then we're coming back, I think, on Wednesday.
Okay, but when's your next fishing trip? You said
Fishing trip. So
April.
Well, I don't know when I'm going to go out over here locally, but the actual trip, I'm going in April with Mike Martini.
Yeah.
We're doing Del Hollow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You've been to Del Hollow
be
before,
there
right?
for 10 days.
Oh,
You been there before?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been there before last year.
that's what I thought. Yeah, check yeah. Next year, I'd like to see if you. We talked about before, the Carp Expo here, or Chili Meat Carp. You know, try to get you here if you can. But I know that. But we actually moved the date.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna do it a little bit later.
Yeah, during tax time.
We're gonna do it like in March, right around March, I think.
So, but if you got an opening, you know, like I said, we'll talk. You know, see if you and your group could come over and set up a booth or something like that.
Oh, I absolutely want to come.
Yeah.
The only reason, as you know, because we talked, it didn't happen is because we had the Amsterdam trip lined up for the biggest show that we have to go to.
Oh, I'm not mad at you on that.
I wish I could have went to that too.
Heck, I wanted to go. Dang. What Carp Expo over here?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you would have enjoyed Amsterdam, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I bet. Wow. I see some of the videos I seen that you posted. It's like, my God.
Listen, it's like when you're walking in Manhattan in New York,
it's like
and you have the
carp
pet stores with the puppies by the windows, scratching their window and say, pick me, pick me. It's just like that. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Wow, man. All the amazing stuff and the stuff and the newer products that just probably came out was like, he was like, wow, I need this. I got to have this, you know.
Yeah.
He was definitely probably like a kid in a candy store, 100%. So
it was something else.
When he goes though, he don't just buy for himself though. He's thinking about the hundreds and more likely probably thousands of people. That's he's thinking like how we would think. What would we want?
Yeah. Well, Raphael.
Yeah.
What?
He said, yeah.
Huh? Okay. All right. Well, Raphael, man, I appreciate you. If you anglers out there, you ever check out his store, his online store, it's carpangler.com. He's got
$5 shipping.
$5 shipping. A lot of great products. Check them out. You're not gonna be disappointed. You're really not.
No, he has everything.
And his YouTube channel is great. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got lots of
absolutely.
Yeah, lots of good stuff in there.
How much are the cradles with the
which ones?
The ones that have the scale on them.
Oh, the
ones that have a scale on them, I think they are at about $400 right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
You talking about?
Yeah,
Joe Lutz bought all this for $400 a piece.
I don't know if and I'm sure Raphael knows, but it's probably
a good deal for
he probably got to make. I mean, if he how many he bought, but
Joe has, I don't know, I don't remember if he was buying those, but I know he was definitely getting new cradles for the lake.
Yeah.
Okay. Dig it. All right. Well.
Yeah. By the way, are you guys coming to the World Carp Classic or no?
I'm not, because I just went to Texas, so it's kind of hard with the
Is Paul Metz is going, isn't he?
Yes, he's.
Yeah, we do have a couple teammates that is going to.
That is going to be there.
Yeah, going to be there. Paul Metz. Who else was there?
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Brady.
Yep.
Chris Brady. Yeah, he's two of our teammates. They're going up there. I like to go. I haven't got the pleasure to do that
I think
yet.
Ty Bug's going too.
Oh, Ty.
Yeah.
Ty Bugs. He's going up there. Yeah. So.
Which is
okay. Well, we're gonna welcome your kingdom over there. I'm sure we're going to meet up with them.
Yep.
I would love to go up there and do a nice little video shoot and just not be in the tournament, but just film each different angler and the skills and the like the energy behind each peg, and each. I mean, you know what I mean? The determination and who's
and then everybody uses something different, different methods, different ideas behind it. It's really really cool thing to observe.
And I guess to really do that, you got to basically probably hang out with the weightmasters, and then go to
You can. I mean, you could just go from peg to peg, section to section.
Well, I mean, it's like when the weightmasters basically, hey, I got some carp over here, and then on the way, whatever, you might catch some carp action, getting ready to happen at that moment too.
It's fun, man. It's definitely
that would be
it'll test your mind, body, and your soul.
I mean, to do a video shoot like that, you probably have to have a good 5 good cameramans, maybe. Just kind of spread out.
I'd say at least 4. You'd have one in every section.
Yeah.
And he can stay with the weigh marshal and ride on the golf cart with him, or in the truck, or however they're getting to there.
Right.
What are you talking about? All you need is James and a bicycle.
Yeah, that's it. Tricycle. Give me a tricycle.
Yeah. But it is one hell of a place to fish, though. You really can't be, especially the spring. There's no. Well, if them fish are on their way, you better just get ready.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the monster that Joe last pulled out last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, what was it, 47 and change? Almost a 50-pounder out of a river?
Yeah, the last time we fished it, we got 3rd place, a big fish. I hit a 32 and some change, and then my teammate, Zachary Peak, he hit a 36, almost a 37.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Yeah, no, and then you're going to have somebody like Joe that is going to come and just, break the system.
With those banana boilies.
They show out. When you're fishing that tournament, you're fishing against some of the
great carp
some great carp, some of the best in the world. If you really ask me.
Absolutely.
And for me to grow up being a pay laker, and I do fish in the wild too, but to go down there and and compete, and ended up where we ended up, even both times that we that I went down there, like the first year, we had fun. We ended up getting 5th place.
Yeah.
Which sucks, is it only pays out top 4. But we learned.
Yeah.
And
I think you guys what did you say? Probably like lack of sleep. You guys got tired?
Yeah, we crashed, man.
Right at the end?
Yeah, towards the end of the tournament we crashed. But not only that, our bottom fish was 23 and some change.
Ah, gotcha.
So we had to catch a 25, 26, 27 pounder. We was just hitting 21, 22, 23, 23 4, 23 even, 22, 20, 21 5. We
got that school of those youngsters.
Yeah, we was just hitting so many, but I've never caught more 20-pound fish in one session in my life, though. Than that.
I bet that was fun too.
Oh, it was. It was a trip of a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Arms got tired.
No, I'm not gonna say my arms are tired, because when you're fishing and you're catching fish like that, your adrenaline's going, because you're just you're ripping them, but you're just not catching the big ones like you want. It's just so hard to get to them because they're so plentiful out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely a fun event. I mean, I'm hoping that we're gonna pull it off just as good or better this spring than we did last year.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do a giveaway, did we? We forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, we forgot to do a giveaway. That's fine. Who cares? They care.
Absolutely.
All right, Raphael, man, brother, man.
Again, we appreciate you being on the show,
great,
man.
Exactly. Wow. But
look at that. Where did the time go? Well, guys, listen. We appreciate you for everything you do as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If we're not gonna see you this spring, we're gonna see you sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure we're gonna talk soon.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, Raphael.
Guys, stay good. Bye.
You too. All right, bye. Wow.
Yeah. Raphael, everybody.
Great guy.
He's doing a lot, man.
Man.
really can't thank him enough. You know, he's gonna be one of the people that people look back on one day. You know,
Yeah.
because he's really brought a lot over here to the U.S. So.
But well, geez, that was
That was a good show.
it was a good show.
Yep. Don't forget to
Damn good show.
Don't forget to share this live.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody. You know, we appreciate all the bait shops around. You know, Naptown Bait and Tackle, Bistro, or Adams.
That's just around our area.
Adams Outdoors, Barber Shop.
I was talking to Chris
Yep.
today. He just bought in their bait shop.
Yes, you know what's crazy?
Are you talking to him too?
I talked to him today too.
What?
Yeah, well, I'm about to paint his bait shop. So.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just went and picked out colors. He went and picked out a bunch of color splotches.
Yeah.
And
So that's three bait shops he already owns.
yeah.
Yeah, you got one in around Geist, and you got one getting ready to happen in Richmond, and then he's got one in Kentucky.
Yeah, the one that he's about to open is it's gonna be kind of by highway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But now, didn't there like another bait shop over there that's like a mom and pop type or something like that?
where over by
Pretty close to the highway.
I don't know, probably maybe so.
I tell you, that highway, if it gets one right by that highway, man.
Yeah, be good business. There just needs to be fishing places around.
Yeah.
You know, lakes or whatever.
But
You guys don't forget, man. March Madness tournament, March 10th.
yep.
Get there early. You know, there's gonna be a line at the gate.
Yeah.
Just be prepared to.
Camp overnight.
Just be prepared to either be able to fish or not be able to fish.
It's gonna be like Black Friday.
They're cutting it off at 100 this year.
You're gonna see people like there
Oh, there's gonna be people
At midnight.
But I mean, I'm gonna keep real. I'm gonna be one of them.
Saturday at
You know
midnight.
what I mean? I'm
Camping
make sure
out.
I get in.
They're gonna
There will be people camped out. Be people showed up at probably 2 o'clock in the morning and probably
Really?
sleep in their cars.
Probably right.
Oh, I know I'm right.
That's it.
I've seen it happen many a time.
But they just gotta get through the door, and then after that,
Yeah, well,
they gotta register.
well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. If you're first one at the gate, you know what I mean. You want to be.
Right there.
Like I said, I almost didn't get in last year.
It's great. Huh? And
Yeah.
how many are they only allowed?
Last year they let 110 people fish. This year they're cutting off at 100
Wow. Well,
because it was a little too much last
I
year.
bet.
You know what I mean? You know there's plenty of.
is it this weekend?
No, it's March 10th.
March. That's right. March 10th.
But this weekend there is 3 port spots. There's one at Indy Lakes,
Yeah.
one at Highway Springs, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
The one at Indy Lakes is Sunday.
This weekend's gonna be nice too.
Yeah, and then the one at Hubbard's. You know, last week at Hub's they had 52 people show up. So I can just imagine how many people shows up this week because you know we've had. I mean, don't get me wrong, it dropped down code again,
All right.
but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so
Well, all right, man. I think we said our thing, didn't we?
yeah.
So-
Appreciate everybody.
We got papers.
Always practice carp care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Carp care.
and we'll see you
Hey,
later.
Lex. Yeah. Thanks for watching.